looking at the technological advances. I used to be on dial-up looking for...
Welcome to 3countcommentaries. So Corey Graves was trending on Twitter December the 8th for responding to some weirdos online who was, of course, one of which was a woman who was complaining about how he fawns over the attractiveness of other women in the ring. And another was a virtue signaling white male who decided that he was going to criticize Corey Graves for not, sitting and brewing and taking into account a woman's feelings and all that other nonsense. Look, I try to avoid talking about crap like this. To me, it really is no point to it. I mean, we already know what it is. It's just virtue signaling on both ends. Corey Graves, he is the problem here. He doesn't have to respond. One of the biggest issues that I've always had is that a lot of times when people quote unquote get canceled or when they're trending, it's usually because they dared to respond to some pitiful, pathetic crap. Corey Graves responding to that woman, and I'm not even going to read it because I don't care enough. I will put it on the screen though. Made her more famous and actually spread her message a lot further than if he just ignored it. All you have to do is continue doing your job. If that's not your boss complaining, then guess what? Who gives a damn? Who cares? She doesn't like that. He's putting over how gorgeous the women are. Who gives a damn? The characters that he usually puts over as far as their looks are concerned are Carmella and Mandy Rose, both of whom have characters that are greatly defined by how they look. He doesn't sit around and talk about how great Becky Lynch looks and, how, excellent she looks and all that kind of stuff because he has other things to discuss. His job as the color commentator is to put over the characters. If the character is based on your look, like Carmella, then yes, he's going to talk about how Carmella looks. And Carmella is his fiance. I wish somebody gave a damn about me as much as Corey Graves talks about Carmella. And maybe that's the issue. Maybe the issue is these chicks out here who never had a boyfriend, all these femcells with no boyfriends, or who a boyfriend is a goddamn piece of plastic in a drawer somewhere, they have a problem that some guy actually likes the woman that he hangs out with. I mean, that must be a breakthrough to these people. I mean, what a revelation. A man who sleeps with a woman, lives with her, and will be marrying her, thinks that she's beautiful. Well, I'll just be damned. If that's a misogynistic rant, if he's a sexist, then I guess every man that has ever been married and gave a woman a compliment must be a sexist. Why is he entertaining this garbage? Why is anybody else entertaining this garbage? There's no use for it. It's all just stupid. His job is, unless these people are signing your checks, there is no reason to be debating them, arguing with them, or doing anything else. They're Twitter trolls. The purpose of them is to really just get attention on themselves. All this progressive crap is all about getting attention to yourself. It's all narcissism. Because the only way for you to prove that you're not problematic is to be the one calling out problematic behavior, and it just gets you all the likes and the hearts on Twitter. Oh, you're going to call out Corey Graves for being a misogynist. Not everybody's going to like your tweet. Well, guess what? No one else thinks Corey Graves is a misogynist because most people understand his job and what he's doing, or they tune him out and they don't care. So, to me, doesn't matter. Doesn't make a lick of damn difference. When they talk about, when Pat McAfee is talking about, how gorgeous Los Lotharios are, we don't even say that is gay or it's weird or anything like that. It's part of the character. It's the gimmick. He's talking about their gimmick. Their gimmick is their look. Of course he's going to talk about how they look. Of course he's going to say that they're handsome. They're saying that they're handsome. Putting over their gimmick. Just like when people used to say the Undertaker was scary and it's getting cold in here. Do you feel the chill? They're putting over the character. You don't have to think Carmella is super excellent, beautiful. You don't have to believe that. But it's not the point. The point is Carmella thinks so. And because everyone knows they're in a relationship, of course he's going to think so. What are you supposed to say? That Carmella has a horse face and her arms are too skinny? Would that make you feel better? Or should he sit around here and try to talk about the intricacies of her catch wrestling skills that she doesn't have? No one cares. This is not that big of a deal. The issue here, to me, is that Corey Graves is such a thin-skinned weirdo that he dares to respond to these people online. There is no reason for it. You must grow thicker skin. I don't care. And they've been doing this over and over and over again. They keep doing it because it keeps working. Every time he says something about Carmella, usually Carmella, people go online and they complain about it. How dare he put over his girlfriend? How dare he talk about how gorgeous this woman is? How dare he objectify Carmella on this screen? Well, guess what? Carmella's not complaining. So, and his bosses are not complaining. So why should he care? Nobody cares. When he was having issues with Dana Brooke, it was because Dana Brooke was complaining. And he told her the same damn thing he just told this chick. He's talking about the fictional character. His job is to talk about the characters in one way or the other, putting them over, denigrating them. But he's not talking about you personally. He's talking about the character. Now, everybody who wants to try to get good boy points or brownie points off of this is a loser. You have to live your life for something more than likes on Twitter. And some people don't. And that's fine. But Corey Graves is going to mess around one day and actually skewer his own career. And they're going to end up putting handcuffs on him. You know, it's bad enough to be in the situation that he is in. You know, there really is no point to this. And because your platform is likely bigger than theirs, when you respond, that gives people the, ooh, what's this about? And then they go and look and then they say, oh, you know what? This virtue signaler has a point. Maybe you shouldn't be doing that. Instead of just saying, you know what? Didn't see it. I'm going to block them or whatever the case may be and call it a day. Don't even listen to this shit. There's no reason for you to even care. Someone chooses to find bitterness in your happiness. They choose to find your happiness to be upsetting, that something that you're doing inadvertently is upsetting them. Guess what? Too bad. You know, I guess you're just going to have to live with it. That would have been my response. Hey, you know, guess you're just going to have to live with your discomfort of how I'm talking about women on this show because I know what I'm doing. I'm the professional. You're a fan. Shut the fuck up. Or just not respond at all. Just don't respond at all. I wouldn't have responded. I wouldn't even pretend I didn't even see that. Because some traps are not worth falling into. And this is one of them. Because Twitter is a progressive hellscape. There's no way for you to win. You weren't going to get over. Even by trying to play the free speech card, you're not going to get over. Right? These people are going to tear you apart for no reason. And now a bunch of people who weren't paying attention now are. So guess what? You woke the sleeping giant, Corey Graves. And it's not even really a giant. It's more like a very angry dwarf. You woke the very, very angry dwarf of Twitter trolls who are now going to continuously kick you in the shins from this point forward because you won't bend the knee. You should have ignored them in the first place. Let them whisper and chatter among themselves. No one cared. All right. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, donate to the channel. Thank you guys for your time, and I'll talk to you guys later.